Okay, Sistas fans, I've done the lengthy videos giving my thoughts on the Danny and Jonah situation, but I just wanted to ask just a simple question that I wanted to get some feedback on. Do you think it's possible Danny has dealt with some form of abuse in her past? Has she dealt with some form of, physical abuse in the past, whether it be from a past relationship, someone she dated? Hell, I mean, we can even go back further because we don't know much about all of the sisters in terms of their backgrounds. We know their jobs here and there. We get mentions of the college they went to or where they're from, this and that. But maybe when she was younger, her father abused her. I'm not necessarily talking like sexual abuse. I'm talking about like, physical abuse. There's a difference between punishing your child. There's a difference between a whooping and a beating. Simple as that. That's the easiest way to put it. Do you think, I mean, was he abusive towards her mother? Did she grow up witnessing domestic violence and seeing how men treated women around her, family members and whatnot? And like maybe she made up in her mind, like, I'm never going to be that woman. I'm never going to allow a man to hit me. Again, I don't know. I'm only speculating, just wondering, because of how she reacted to the slap, spit, wrestled to the ground, slapped around some more, attempted choking before she, fought back and, ran her car into Jonah's car. Like, what was the trigger? I mean, based on how she reacted, and I'm not saying that she overreacted, I'm saying that she did too much because now she's in a very, very messy situation. But here's because she snapped. But it just seems to me when people snap, that's usually a result of bottled up tension and trauma that's released on one person. Now, a lot of people didn't like when I said that the people cheering for Danny murdering someone is just like the people cheering for Chris Rock getting slapped by Will Smith. But that is one of the things that people have said about the Will Smith situation. Like, that slap to Chris Rock wasn't just to Chris Rock. That was a slap for all the people who have been talking about his wife, their marriage, the trauma he had growing up watching his mom getting abused by his dad. So that slap wasn't just at Chris Rock. That slap was all the bottled up anger he had, ever since the entanglement thing really went viral a couple of years ago. So if we were to look at what Danny did through a similar lens, what happened in her past to make her get to that point? It kind of goes back to the theory I had of, wait a minute, do you think the sisters killed killed Andy's abusive boyfriend in college? Because they mentioned it a couple times in passing. It's like, well, remember what we had to do in order to get rid of that guy that Andy was with in college who was abusing her. Yeah, but we never followed up on that. So and that kind of makes me feel like how Danny feels such a strong feeling about Andy being with Gary. Well, at least she used to. It got to the point where, remember, she pulled out a knife on Gary in season 1. Remember that? When he came over to talk with Andy. This was after Andy revealed that Leslie gave her the documentation and the photo proof that he was cheating on her, which is kind of funny because of the fact that Gary was cheating on his wife with Andy, and yet she was upset that he was cheating on her as well. But then, of course, it was revealed that those photos, but then again, Leslie said they were photos with other women, not just one, because like the woman in the airport that I think Danny saw Gary with, that was Jasmine's sister. So basically, it's strange to me how that worked out, because of the fact that, Gary had upset Andy, and now, Danny pulls out the knife on him. And of course, she pulled out the knife on Logan after he forced his way into her apartment. Makes sense. Now, when you look at Andy being protective of Andy over Gary, it got to a point where even she said, it's like, you know what? She's a grown woman. She's going to make her own decisions, and we can't talk her out of it. She, unfortunately, is going to have to learn the hard way. But for Danni to be on the receiving end of, physical abuse and react the way she did, I would not be surprised if it was revealed that something happened in her past that made her like that. That's pretty much my little theory on that. But what do you think it was? Because if you look at Danni's personality, she's loud. She's sometimes confrontational. It's almost like one of those things where she's going to get you before you get her. Like, whether it's be like, a joke or a crack on somebody. It's like one of those things where, what do they say? Laugh to keep from crying. So what kind of trauma and pain do you think that Danni's carrying around that resulted in her blowing up the way she did? Could this be another reason why she's, questionable about Preston being nice, because maybe the guy she dated before was nice, but he turned out to be a monster? Could that be the reason? I don't know. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.